it is to go on holidays.
Yes,
Can you
two
blame
very
us?
separate holidays. Exactly.
It's fucking freezing in Melbourne.
Exactly. We need to get away. I mean, we did Europe and USA, so that was good.
Didn't get to see any F1 races though, live.
No, we butchered the timing completely for both of our holidays.
Yeah, I was this close to Silverstone, but I had to come home, go back to uni.
The joys of adulthood, and only having so much money to go to Europe.
Oh, goodness. Anyways, we know it's been a while, so we wanted to do like a little couple of race debriefs from memory, and then discuss everything going on in the Formula One world at the moment. We know it's summer break now, so silly season has officially started.
Which is a little exciting.
Some chaos already happening.
Yes.
And then I think we're going to jump into a little bit of F2 today as well, because I don't know about you, Georgia, but I'm feeling like the F2 is a little bit more interesting than the F1 at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like the championship's got a bit more of a fight going on. It's a bit more exciting, definitely. So we'll have to dive into that as well.
Yes.
For sure.
Well, Hungary. That was what, 3 weeks ago now?
Yeah, about 3 or so weeks. And Danny Rick's first race back. I mean, that was actually on my bingo card as having Danny Rick return, so that felt really nice to tick that one off. I mean, I didn't think it was going to happen, if I'm being honest. It kind of shocked me.
I think it shocked everyone, but
I think it was very sudden. Like, there was so many room, Nick, kind of like, getting the sack and kind of we know what Red Bull's like, what they've done in the past. And so, like, let's just wait it out and see. And then, it was like we all went to bed one day, the next morning, it was like, Danny's back. I was like, oh, okay.
Look, and I gotta say, I feel for Nick, I really do.
Oh,
but
definitely.
you guys can tell where my allegiance lies.
Yeah. Lara's extremely biased in this situation, like, without a doubt.
Oh, I'm the most biased. I don't claim to be unbiased. Look at my wall. Daniel.
Yeah. And if you followed us on TikTok, you would have also seen Lara's TikTok of her trying on all of her Red Bull and McLaren Danny Rick caps, because it is mental, the obsession she has. I'm just throwing her right under the bus.
It's fine. I'll be buying an AlphaTauri one soon enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally as soon as AlphaTauri release their Daniel hats for this year, assuming that they do, I will be buying one. I do not care if I have $0 in my bank account. I will go and get it.
Yeah, I don't think the F1 store, the actual store, doesn't do Afterpay either. Do any of someone would. We're also Afterpay fiends.
Georgia is an Afterpay fiend. I have used Afterpay once.
One is too many times. Afterpay. We're going to get sidetracked.
Says you.
I was going to say, I could go on about Afterpay for like a good hour, so let's skip that.
Moving along, back to the actual race weekend in Hungary.
Yes, okay, so the first lap had a bit of chaos to it.
Yeah, the Alpines decided that they didn't like each other.
Yes,
as per usual. And they had a bit of a bust up.
Yes, that was including with Danny too and Joe
and Joe Garnier, yeah.
They kind of
ended up
had a little foursome sort of situation going on.
But
just a welcome back.
Yeah, Danny managed to salvage his race and end up in 13th.
Which is pretty solid.
Joe Garnier ended up in 16th. So really it wasn't, too bad. But unfortunately, both Alpines did have to retire for separate reasons, but because of part of the incident.
Which would just be so frustrating because they're quite, both of them are quite low in the standings at the moment. I believe. I'm pretty sure Ocon's in front of Gasly by a point or two. Oh, that's a lie, by like quite a few points, like a handful of points.
They're still quite close together though, all things considered.
Yeah, I think it's Ocon, Oscar, then Pierre.
That sounds right.
Oscar's just come out of nowhere with those McLarens, but that's a
whole other conversation.
Yeah, let's just stay calm.
But so unfortunately, Lewis Hamilton came in 4th, just missing out on a podium. with after
again.
qualifying on pole, thanks to the McLarens, who suddenly decided that they were going to upgrade their car, and it worked.
Yeah, this was the upgrade they needed all along. Like, the performance they have put in since the upgrades has just been incredible. Like, holy moly, we've had...
Don't say that. Oscar Piastri didn't do too well last weekend.
But that was... Okay, I'm Team Oscar in that situation. That was all Carlos's fault. And I love Carlos. Like, he is my ride or die, but I'm putting the blame on him. I do feel for Oscar for last weekend. I mean, but he got podium for sprint race. And Lando's had 2 podiums since.
He has.
So I think they're doing pretty good. They've kind of, put themselves back in as competitors. It's quite, sudden. Very, very nice to see.
Yeah, whatever upgrades they're making to the car are really working. I know a lot of teams have been trying to add some upgrades lately. But really, I think McLaren's, well, from what we can see, McLaren's been the best at it.
Yeah, they've definitely done something right.
I
mean, it was pretty exciting to see Oscar up on podium, if I'm being honest. I was a bit... Woo!
Yeah, no, in Hungary, seeing Oscar on the podium was very welcome.
Was it Hungary or was it... Where did they do the sprint race?
No, Belgium, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Belgium.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got them mixed up.
No, you're fine. It's fine.
Georgia, I could have easily thrown you under the bus when I was editing the podcast with Izzy, but I was nice to you.
Is that when I said the thing about Logan?
No.
Or was that with Amy? I think I don't know who I said.
No, you fucked over Logan when we were with Amy.
Amy, yeah.
But I don't even remember what you were talking about, but you specifically asked me to cut it out, and I did, because I was nice. But I could have very, 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 very easily left it in. Oh, that and you in your little sports mode.
What? I've forgotten. I don't remember anything from...
Do you not remember that you were talking about having sports mode in your car?
Oh, yeah.
And me and Izzy were like, what do you want about?
I do remember that. That was good. That could have stayed. That was fine. I mean...
That did stay.
Oh, it did. I was going to say...
You and that and you talking about how Jamie's minivan has a fucking sports mode. And she sometimes just chucks it into sports mode.
Oh, God. Okay, moving right along.
All right. So, as we know, Verstappen won. Full stop.
That's it. And have a good night, everyone. We hope you enjoyed. Wrap it up.
That's it.
There's literally been, yeah.
Yeah, he's won
dominating once again.
8 times in a row. He was ahead by 30 seconds on Norris in Hungary. And I want to say 45 seconds, 50 seconds.
You want me to fact check you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I wrote this out when I made the post, but I just don't remember.
That's all right. 22 seconds.
Oh wow, I was so far off.
No, it's fine. The idea was there.
Anyways, he has been dominating the field.
Not comment on camera, please.
I'm done. I quit the podcast.
That's it. It was good while it lasted.
The podcast is done. Girls in the Paddock is dead. I'm making my own podcast.
I would throw you under the bus.
You'll never survive without me.
I would throw you under the bus so bad if you started another one. I'd expose you.
You'd never survive. But you'd have to throw me under the bus because you'd never survive without me.
Pretty much. I need someone to edit these.
You need someone to edit them. I make all the posts. I come up with most of the ideas. This podcast is run by me and you're just there.
Hey, I'm the one who reaches out and gets people on the podcast. If it weren't for me...
Because I specifically asked you to.
I love doing that. I make posts sometimes. I make TikToks every once in a while.
You make the TikToks.
I love making TikToks.
Anyways,
Anywho, how are we getting sidetracked again?
back to the point. Verstappen has been absolutely dominating the charts. He has been miles ahead of everyone. He is on a win streak of, is it 8 wins in a row now?
Yes, I want to say 8.
It's definitely at least 8. It could be 9. George is fact checking.
8. Almost
Yeah,
got to 1.
8.
That's a lie. 9.
What?
Wait, it's
Oh,
saying.
9 now?
Wait, it's saying after the Wait, no, ignore me. It's 8. He's got. Wait, when was this? Yes, it's 8. It's 8. It was saying the next race will be 9, and I was like, wait, what? But this was from a day ago. It really threw me off there. Sorry, everybody. It's 8.
9.
Yes. But no, it's 8. It's 8. It's saying 9 after the summer break.
That's what I thought.
I know, I had to read it twice because they've worded it really weird, and I was like, what? Anyways, it's 8.
Anyways, yes.
I think he's above Seb now, or tied with Seb on the amount of race wins.
I think he's just got him. I think Seb had 7 and now Max has 8.
Yeah.
Max has been breaking a lot of records lately.
He has. He has been for a bit now, though. Like, sort of last year as well, he was breaking quite a few.
Yeah.
This is just his world we're living in. At this point, I don't even count him as first tens. I just do everyone who was, second, third, fourth. That's my podium. It's more fun.
George is like, Max is not real to me.
Max is out of the equation. It's just not as fun when he's always winning.
Ferrari has been Ferrariing.
I don't know what is going on at Ferrari. I want to have a sit-down meeting. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in one of their meetings, just to say what is happening. It's their downfall. They're having their downfall. Neither of the boys are really championship competitors.
I think the problem is the car, in my personal opinion. Obviously, as much as I'd love to, I have never driven the Ferrari. I've never driven a single F1 car. But,
let's state the obvious. We went go-karting one time. That's pretty similar. I feel like that's what they feel like they're driving, probably, at the speed they're going.
Yeah, look, Charles and Carlos are obviously great drivers if they've made it this far and gotten to Ferrari. But clearly the Ferrari is not Ferrarying.
Yeah, that's a fair way to put it. Yeah, well, they're 5th and 7th in the championship. Which, last year, Charles was putting up quite a fight with Sergio, Mr. Checo. Whereas this year, it's literally been out of the equation. This year has been the year for Alonso all of a sudden. I mean, as
that
we mentioned,
man has come out of nowhere.
We touched base a bit on this with Izzy. We mentioned Alonso.
Yes, we did. That man has been racing forever and will die in his racing seat. Has he had a race win this season?
No, not yet. I would know if he did. Could you imagine? I think everyone. Yeah, could you imagine? Yeah.
No, I was going to say, I didn't think so. I'm pretty sure he's just had a few podiums, but I know he was fairly disappointed with not being on the podium in the last few races. Although the Aston Martin clearly have stepped up their game, because last season they were midfield, and this season
they're up there.
They've been up there. Alonso is proving it, but also we know that Alonso's been racing a long time, has lots of experience. So clearly he's a good driver. But then we've got Lance as well. Lance has been doing pretty well, all things considered. Obviously he has less experience than Alonso, but clearly the car is suited to both of these drivers, and they're doing great things with it.
Yeah, it's been really impressive from there. And like you said, last year they were more of a midfield team. Now they're up there, in the championship. Alonso is currently 3rd. I think Stroll's just behind Norris.
Puts him in 8th.
Oh,
I might be making that up.
9th.
Okay, close.
Yeah.
I was close.
And 9th. But like, what are our constructing? And yeah, Aston Martin is 3rd in the constructors. We've got
Yeah.
Red Bull, Mercedes, Aston, then Ferrari, which is so crazy to see Ferrari just like not.
I know.
being
I think
even for Mercedes as well, I guess. Like, but in saying that, like, I just don't know what's in this Red Bull. Like this year, the performance from Max is just like
it's like a spaceship, but I just don't know what's like what they've done with the car, because clearly it's a great car, but I don't know if it's just so suited to Max, or if Max is just such a fantastic driver, because Sergio Perez is doing well, but
yeah,
Max is just head and shoulders above everyone else.
yeah. Because Sergio's, yeah, he's had a bit of a rocky sort of good season. Like, he's had a couple of DNFs, I believe.
Yeah.
Quite a few, a few podiums, a few not podiums. That's what I'm trying to get at. But like, yeah, compared to Max, he's been having a bit of like a, rocky sort of season, but he's still putting in a very good performance in that car
Yeah.
when he's getting the opportunity.
Although there are rumors about the clause in his contract. I don't know if you've heard those rumors, but there's supposedly a clause that says if there's 125-point deficit between him and Max, which is the exact deficit that they're at now, that he can he'd take like a pay cut or like miss out on bonuses or something. And mind you, these are just rumors. Like, we obviously haven't seen their contracts, so it's hard to tell. But with Red Bull, you never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he'll stay. I don't think they'll cut him. I still
They
think he's
definitely won't cut him for the next season.
Yeah.
Christian Horner has already said that their drivers for 2024 will be Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. I truly think unless Sergio Perez falls to the bottom of the championship for some reason,
Yeah.
that Red Bull wouldn't have a reason to get
worse would have to happen, like the absolute worst.
like the absolute worst. I don't think Red Bull would have a reason.
Extremely well, there's no need to cut him. I think he's a good driver.
Yeah. I think he's a great driver. I just think that something is going on where Max is head and shoulders above everyone. But that doesn't make anyone else a lesser driver, and I don't see a reason that they would get rid of Sergio Perez. I mean, literally the worst case scenario would have to happen, I think, for that to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
And look, as much as I would love to see Daniel back at Red Bull with Max as teammates, it's not going to happen for next season.
Yeah. Do we think Daniel will get a permanent seat though? Because do you think he'll get a permanent seat at Alpha? Because I don't know.
I think the problem is he's only had 2 races.
Yeah.
So 2, obviously,
And how many have we got left? Like 13? 12
or 13, because we're up to race. We were up to round 13 in Belgium.
Yeah.
Or Hungary. No. What was the last race weekend? Belgium, right? Belgium. It was Belgium. Anyways, we were up to round 13 in Belgium. So we've got about another... No, we've got another 10 rounds.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So yeah, I think the next 10 races will really give us insight into... I mean, look, realistically, they're going to give us insight into everyone in the championship. But I think specifically for Daniel, those 10 races are going to be super important, because it will...
Only 9 races.
9?
Yeah, I just counted.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. What?
There's only 9. There is
Italy, Singapore, Japan, Qatar, US, Mexico, Brazil, United States, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. Wait, what? Italy, Singapore, Japan, Qatar.
No, you're missing the Netherlands.
Oh, why is that not on here? I'm looking at the F1 website. Oh, here we go. That's why. Helps if you do that, Georgia. Right, there is 10. I was going to say 9 would not feel right.
No, there's 10 left. But yeah, the next 10 races will really show us kind of what will happen with Daniel. I think if he can, if he can do really, really well, or at least better than Yuki Tsunoda, then I think that there's potential for him to have a permanent seat at AlphaTauri, at least for next season.
Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Like, I'm a bit on
Otherwise,
fence. Like,
otherwise, I'm just not sure where he'd go. Like, Joe
I
Guanyu's
think,
contract is up, but I don't think he'll go to Alfa Romeo. Um, like and Kevin Magnussen's contract is up, but there's no way
there's a
Danny would
lot.
go to Haas.
There is a lot.
And both Alex and Logan's contracts are up, but again, I don't think he'd go to Williams. Like, the only viable option there would be Alfa Romeo, if anything,
Yeah,
because those Alfa Romeo, Haas, and Williams are the only teams that have drivers' contracts expiring, and then obviously AlphaTauri, but that's like Daniel and Yuki at the moment. So
and I feel like Yuki will definitely keep his seat. I couldn't see them.
I couldn't see them getting rid of Yuki, but
He's performing well. Like, what he's been like coming 10th, 11th, like really in
yeah,
that weird
he's been pretty midfield. Like, he hasn't been doing
points. I mean,
fantastically, but he hasn't been doing badly by any means.
right, he's 17th in the championship, so he's not scoring points. Let me start again. That means he's only come 10th 3 times to score 1 point because 10th is 1 point.
Yeah.
So if he's scored 3 points, so he's been coming 11th then, like 11th.
So he's been really pushing the midfield then.
Yeah, if he's only got 3, because then K-Mag's got 2, Sargent, De Vries, and Danny Old don't have any points.
Yeah.
And Guanyu's got 4, Bottas is 5.
Interesting. Yeah, so he's really put, like, I think that's the thing. AlphaTauri has a very midfield car at the moment.
Yeah.
They do not have a car like Red Bull does, and it's just not up to the same standards. I mean, no one's expecting AlphaTauri to, get on the podium.
Yeah, no, I think they're just expecting a bit more of a point scoring.
Yeah, I think
How they done last year point scoring wise? How was
who? Sorry.
Alpha last year, AlphaTauri with scoring?
Oh,
Where were they? Where did they
I
come?
couldn't
Let's
tell
have
you.
They were 9th last year.
Okay, so like pretty midfield.
Yeah, second last. So nothing exciting.
Yeah, so like pretty much they were probably pushing midfield, probably quite a few DNFs.
Yeah. Who else's contracts this year? Was it Logan, Alex? What do you think about that?
Logan and Alex. I think Alex will keep his seat.
How long has Alex been at Williams now? It's been a couple of years.
2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while. And you reckon he'll keep his seat?
I reckon he'll keep his seat because I think Alex is doing quite well for himself because the Williams is not a great car. It has never been a great car, like in recent times, in the last 5 or 6 years. The Williams has not been a good car. And so I think
Williams was 10th in the championship. Sorry, cut you off. Williams was 10th, but this year they are in 7th. So
yeah, so that's my point.
Yeah,
Alex has all of those points.
I was going to say, that's all Alex. Alex is somewhere like...
That's entirely Alex. Logan, look, I get it. He's a rookie, but...
If they get rid of Logan on there, I'm done. Cancel me off the pod. You can find someone else. I'll cry.
Look, I think it's so hard to know because Logan is a rookie.
Yeah. And he's bringing in the money as well, so it's kind of like, you look at it from that perspective. Like,
yeah, but look, I don't know that Logan should have had that Williams seat in the first place.
What did he get? Okay. Before? He was 4th last year.
Exactly. That's my point. He ended up 4th in the championship, which out of 22 drivers in F2 is not a small feat. It's not a small feat. However, there was probably another option for
Who is Williams reserve?
Who's the Williams reserve?
Yeah.
It's
Who is it? Don't worry, I'm on it.
I can picture him, I just can't tell you his name.
You can't picture anyone because they don't
No,
have one.
there's someone that's part of the Williams Academy.
Luke Browning is a part of it, but he's F3.
Maybe that's what I'm picturing.
Maybe that's what you're picturing because they don't have a reserve driver, it says.
Although they should make it Jamie Chadwick because she's in the Williams Academy, or she was in the Williams Academy.
Yes, I don't know if she still is.
I don't know. And Zach O'Sullivan. Franco Colapinto is who I was thinking of. But again, I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's an F3 driver this season. So they don't really have a reserve driver. I think they share with McLaren. Don't quote me on that. Anyways, because the F2 championship last year, ended up with, pardon me, why can I not remember his name? The Aston Martin reserve driver. What is his name? Why can't I remember his name? Felipe Drugovich. That's it.
You forgot about him?
No, I can picture his face. I'm bad with names. I could picture his face, but I could not remember his name. Anyways, so Felipe Drugovich is contracted mostly to Aston Martin, so I understand why he didn't end up there, and then he can't race again in F2. That's just the F2 rules. Teo Porcher is part of the Sauber Academy.
Ah, yes.
Georgia's in love with Teo. But, so Teo Porcher is part of the Sauber Academy. And then, then Liam Lawson is part of the Red Bull Junior Academy. So I guess that's probably why they ended up with Logan Sargent, because he was their best option. Because the top three drivers are all in academies.
Yeah,
Sorry?
he was in the Williams Academy driver thing though prior to it, wasn't he? Let me check for you. We need to employ someone sit in the corner and Google all of our questions. William. The first thing when I Google Logan Sargent that comes up is Logan Sargent Trump. Enough, sir. Yeah, he was.
He was?
He was.
Okay, my bad.
This is an article I'm reading from the Williams F1 pace from 2021, and he joined then. Oh, it's such a cute picture of him.
I'm going to take that out then.
Yeah, and that was when he competed in F3, and he placed 7th in the championship, and then they signed him. Yeah, take that out. And then they signed him, and yeah, I thought that was the reason why he got it, was because he was a Williams.
Yeah, okay.
Junior.
I forgot he was in the Williams, but look, my point stands. I think I understand why Logan got the seat. He was in the Williams Academy. Yeah. Like, he came fourth in the championship. I'm still just not sure if he was the right choice. I can't say for sure, because, you know, there's only so much racing that we've seen, and as a rookie, stepping up from F2 to F1 is huge. The difference is gigantic. But I guess we just I don't know. Just have to watch the rest of the season. And I think the problem for Williams is that they need drivers that are going to do quite well so they can bring in more money and more sponsorships.
Yeah, right. Okay.
That's why I'm like on the fence about Logan, because it's like, he's a rookie, he has potential, but does he have enough potential?
Yeah. I don't know. It might have been worth seeing him do another year in F2. I don't know how long he was in F2 for.
He was only in F2 for a season.
Was he only in there for one season?
I think so, because he did F3 in 2021, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he would have been then. No, he didn't in... Wait, no, he was in F2 in 21. But it says he only did 3 races. So, but... How does that work?
Wait, he did F2 in 2021.
What?
Wait, what championship was he in 2021?
It says he did 3 races in the F2 Championship. Last year he was in the F2 Championship, and this year he's in the Formula 1 Championship.
So they must have done what they did with PHM, where they replaced a driver.
Yeah.
Either something happened to one of their drivers, or they just decided to promote.
He had 3 years in Formula 3, and he came into F2 in... What the fuck? My brain right now.
Okay, while Georgia figures that out, I'm going to tell you that about why I think Valtteri Bottas will keep his contract. Sorry, not Valtteri Bottas. He has his contract. Joke on you. I think he'll keep his contract because he's proving himself and money. Honestly, the Chinese sponsorships are large, and he's bringing F1 back to China. And so I truly think that Alfa Romeo, at least for the foreseeable future until they become Audi, need someone like that.
I have a thing to say about Audi in a second. Let me write that down or I will forget.
You can speak now.
No, because I want to go back to the Logan thing really quick.
Okay.
So, what is a penultimate?
Penultimate?
Yes, I've never seen that word in my life. What's that mean?
Penultimate is
Cut that out.
the one. Penultimate is the one before the last.
Okay, well,
so you'd say the penultimate race, right? Because that's the race before the last race, which would be the ultimate race. Which you wouldn't really say the ultimate race, but that's what penultimate means.
Okay, because it says here Logan Sargent gained his first experience of F2 in the penultimate. I can't say that word.
Penultimate.
Round of the 2021 season in Jeddah with HWA race lab securing 16th and 14th places.
Right. And then that team folded, I think.
Yeah, because he was teammates with Liam Lawson.
Okay.
That was a mission to get to that. Logan, your career is too fucking confusing.
Yeah, so look, I don't know. Logan could surprise us.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm gonna get cancelled for this, but I don't like Logan.
We've said this 1,000 times. I don't know how many more times I've got to say it. I'll print on the shirt. I love his face when he's not talking. But in saying that, I've seen a lot of TikTok videos and I'm like, I kind of like he's fun.
Well, while Georgia's disappeared, I'm gonna talk to you guys because I have to do this podcast alone now because Georgia just decided to ditch me. I don't know what's happened. I think her Wi-Fi is fucking itself over. But let me tell you about F2 because I have been getting into F2 a lot lately and I'm personally finding it more interesting than F1 is at the moment. I think Georgia's coming back. Oh, no, she's not. Okay, because the thing that I personally really like about F2 is the reverse grid. They reverse the grid from... It's either 8th or 10th place. I can't remember because I feel like it was 10th place. Oh no, I'm echoing.
I'm getting it. One sec. I'll be right back.
Okay, George is coming back. Okay, it really is just me now, so you get like 5 minutes of me. Anyways, I really like the way that they do the reverse grid, and I can't see it being an option for F1 because F1 is such a top tier sport. Especially because it's so fast. The F2 cars, if any of you have been lucky to see them live, you don't realize how fast F1 cars go until 1, you see them live, and 2, you see the F2 cars go. F2 cars are significantly slower than F1 cars. But that's why I like the reverse grid. The reverse grid gives a lot more people a chance than what they would normally have. Like, it means that, you could have had a really, really shit qualifying, but for the sprint race, you start on pole. Obviously, if you had the worst qualifying of your life and you end up in, 22nd place, you're not going to end up on reverse grid pole, but you get my point. But anyways, love of my life, Jack Doohan, is currently sitting 4th in the F4 standings. I said F fucking 4, Georgia.
I know, I was like, what's going on? I missed. Okay, wait, back before you start on that. Am I zoomed in?
Georgia coming back in confused me. Anyways, Georgia, what's going on?
Okay. Okay. What I wanted to say before that I wrote on my hand before I forget.
Your mic's not on.
Oh, son of a bitch! Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
No.
So you can you hear me now?
Yes.
What I wanted to say before. Can you still hear me?
Not really.
What?
Okay. Talking to the side of your mic.
What, like that?
Yeah.
Can you hear me better like that?
Actually, yes.
Son of a bitch. What, like that?
Yeah.
Okay, if I put it down, can you still hear me?
Bits and pieces.
Can you hear me like that?
That'll do.
Okay. What I wanted to say before that I wrote in my hand is I actually saw another TikTok rumor regarding contracts. One that apparently Carlos Sainz has signed with Audi.
Wait, what? No, I didn't see that one.
You didn't see that one? I saw that one today, that apparently he's signed something. Don't know how true this is. I can't really see him leaving Ferrari anytime soon.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense,
No.
though, because his contract at Ferrari is until 2024, and Audi doesn't come into Formula 1 until 2026.
Exactly. That was why I was confused, but I saw something saying that there's been some talks, a bit of something in the works there, apparently.
No, I thought Carlos Sainz Sr. was talking to Ferrari about Carlos's contract extension.
No.
He definitely was, just for the record.
Oh, was that like something you saw?
That's something I saw.
Yeah, okay. I'll send you the TikTok, and we can maybe have a bit of a snippety of it. But yes, apparently there's been a bit of talking about him maybe possibly signing to Audi, which I just can't picture either.
No, I can't
imagine that. When I saw that, I gasped out loud. I was just like,
I guess I can see it if Ferrari keep going the way that they are at the moment, that I would understand moving to another team who could have a lot of potential, because obviously Audi is a very fast sports car and they have a lot of money and they have quite nice sports cars.
See, I just googled it, and there are rumors that he's signed a pre-contract about starting with them in 2026.
Interesting.
I know.
But does that mean he's going to take a year off F1? Is Ferrari going to extend his contract for a year?
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's all obviously silly season. It's all rumors at this point until F1 confirmed. Well, to be fair, when F1 confirmed Oscar last year, that was a shit show in itself. So maybe let's not rely on F1. Take that back. But yeah, no. So apparently, I just baffled. Could not imagine him leaving Ferrari.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, right? You couldn't imagine someone leaving Ferrari, but look at Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah, true.
Sebastian Vettel after went to Aston Martin.
Because I've seen a lot of things regarding Mick Schumacher signing with Audi.
I would sell my left kidney or my right kidney. I'd sell any body part, honestly.
I would sell my right kidney because it's really dodgy.
To see Mick back in F1. I wholly understand why Mick lost his seat, but I would pay my entire life savings for Mick to be back. What has Georgia found?
Do you want to know who said the thing about Carlos?
Who?
Ralph Schumacher. Isn't Michael Schumacher, is that his cousin? Brother?
Yeah, no, yes. No? Yes.
Let me check.
It's either his cousin or his uncle. I can't remember which one's which.
It's his brother. It's his brother.
No, I mean mix.
Oh,
So
I
it's
was
his
talking
uncle.
about Michael. It's Michael's brother.
Yeah.
He was the one who said that Carlos could be destined for Audi.
Ralph Schumacher is full of shit.
He's a little gossiper. I love him.
No, that man is always spouting nonsense.
How much fun would that be to have that power in the F1 world?
That man has too much power. Take his power away from him.
I love that so much. That I could just picture him sitting there just going, oh, who today? Rolls a dice. Number 55!
Yeah, he picks numbers out of a hat. He goes, ooh.
Yeah, he's got all the driver's numbers in his like, let's do this. What's fun for today? I can't. Yeah, that's who said it.
Okay, that makes me feel like the rumors are slightly less true then.
Yeah.
I don't know. I truly believe that Ralph Schumacher will say anything for attention.
What happens when I click news? When you go like Ralph Schumacher news? Oh, a lot. A lot. He says a lot. He says.
I wasn't kidding.
He also said that he doesn't think Checo will be at his Red Bull seat next year. He also.
I wasn't kidding when I said Ralph Schumacher has too much power.
He also said that Nico Hulkenberg needs to leave Haas and find something better for him, and that Gunther's not really any good. Apparently, he warned Checo about leaving as well.
I don't know. What'd I tell you?
This is hilarious.
That man has too much power. The media gives him a platform.
I love that. I didn't realise this. This is hilarious to me.
George is finding out that Ralph Schumacher actually likes to just spout information.
What's his star sign? Oh, it's added up!
So while Georgia Googles Ralph Schumacher's star sign, I'll go back to talking about F2. I don't know what the fuck that means.
He is a sun sign. This is getting so off topic.
Okay, while Georgia Googles some stupid shit, I'm going back to talking about F2. Because that's what I was doing before I was so rudely interrupted by you coming back.
Apologies.
Anyways, as I was saying, love of my life, Jack Doohan, is currently sitting P4 in the F2 Championship, which is already better than last year. By the end of the season, he was P6.
And that's due to back-to-back podiums he's had recently, which has been so
yes,
awesome.
He's had back-to-back podiums, and not only did he win in Spa this year, he won in Spa last year. So clearly Spa is his track.
Yeah, and he kind of almost sort of came out of nowhere in Spa this year too. Like, you know, he wasn't even, I don't believe
he came, because he qualified 11th. So he was just kind of just outside the, the best part of the grid.
Yeah.
And he really did a great job. It was really his pit stop that made all of the difference. He absolutely just timed it so perfectly.
Yeah.
And I was floored. Honestly, I was so excited. I was so excited for Jack to get back-to-back podiums. I was screaming at my TV.
Yeah, he held off Pocher during that race. Like, the suspense was killing me because, like, Pocher was just always so close to him, and it was like, oh, it's gonna happen. Like, but no, he held it. He held it really well.
Yeah, I think his car is really working well for him this season. Yeah. I don't know what they've done, but Invicta Virtuosi is clearly doing all right. Because Amory Cordial is not that far down in the championship.
I believe so.
I completely lied. He's 21st in the championship. I'm a liar.
It's fine. Our boy Clem's only 19.
Do not break my heart.
Clem breaks.
Clement Novak, the other love of my life, backbone of Screaming Meals,
Backbone of the F2 paddock at this point. He's really put
backbone of the F2 paddock. That poor man had a fantastic race. Finished just on the podium. Everyone was so excited. And then what happened, Georgia?
Our baby boy lost it just as quick as it came.
Fucking Trident, them little bitches, got fucking disqualified.
Sounds about right.
Because Trident are pieces of shit. I genuinely do not like Trident. Trident makes shit cars, and they keep fucking over Clem. Look, it's not like Roman Stanek is doing that much better. George is like, I'm just not going to say anything.
I'm staying out of this.
Look, Roman Stanek is in P17, and Clement Novalak is P19. So clearly, Trident are making shit cars and shit calls.
Maybe.
Even in F3, they're still not doing any better. That's the bone I have to pick.
Oh, obviously.
Anyways, everyone look at my friendship bracelets.
You can really see the two different.
I feel it's important to show you my friendship bracelets after this heated conversation. We have this one, which is Daniel AlphaTauri. This is Jack Doohan, and it's made in his helmet colours. Backbone, of course, for Screaming Meals. Girls in the Paddock, because we're incredible. And then Alex in the Williams colours. I felt that they were very important to show you because that'll calm me down. Anyways, Georgia, what can you tell me about Ralph Schumacher being a Cancer?
Not much. Apparently cancers don't like to gossip that much. We need to ask Michaela from She Loves F1 because she's really good with all the star signs. She'd be able to give us the deets.
It is our dream to have Michaela on the podcast. She Loves F1, aka Michaela. My life would be complete. I have loved every single guest we've had on so far, and honestly, to have any of them back on again would be a pleasure.
I was about to say, well, where are you going with this? Don't make them hate us.
No, I've loved everyone that we had on the podcast so far.
Really getting to me there.
By the time you guys watch this, I will have finally uploaded the podcast we did in May with Izzy. You guys should go check that out. George has disappeared. I don't know where George has gone.
Just a little FYI on your Trident slander in F3. They're actually...
Trident is doing better in F3. I know they are.
8th and 9th.
Yeah. No, 8th, 9th, and what?
Bortello's first.
Bortoletto. Because they've got 3 drivers, so where's their third driver?
Oliver. Oliver's in
Oligartha.
And Lenando, same names, is 9th.
Anyways, I know Trident have definitely had a better season in F3. I'm just really mad at them in F2.
Yeah,
I still think that they don't make good cars. I still think that they kind of make shit cars, but they are not. Bullshit.
About this to you? They are.
I don't think you would lie, but I just don't believe
That's
it.
a lie. They're coming second. Prem is in front of them from a recent win.
I was gonna say.
Georgia. That dude that I can't say his name because I can't pronounce things to save my life. Gabriel. He's
Bortoletto?
first. He's
Gabriel
leading
Bortoletto.
the championship.
Yeah, that
and
makes
they're
sense.
second in overall. Second is better than what they're doing in F2. So, can't be fucking.
Yes. Anyway, my rant about Trident is over.
Oh, nice one.
They just make shit, like, they just make shit calls.
Except when
And
it
shit
comes to
cars.
F3, apparently.
Well, I think that they're clearly their F3 car, or the competition in F3 is less. Look, F3 is a completely different competition to F2. Same way it goes to F1. Like, they're such different competitions that honestly, as much as I'm gonna like bash teams that have both an F2 and an F3 team, like, the way that they make the car, the way they set up the car is so different that, you know, they might have a similar spec, but everything else on the inside is so different. And similarly, like, using spec cars, because they use spec cars in F2 and F3, it actually makes it really interesting. Because no one can get ahead purely from a mechanical sense. Not like in F1, where Red Bull has all of this money and they're able to get so far ahead. But I'm done with my rants. Georgia's just sitting here judging me. She's like, just get it all out now.
Rant hit me. What else is there to sort of talk about? We've kind of.
Well, we didn't really discuss Nick and Daniel. We kind of briefly touched on it, but we didn't really discuss it.
On what they've done to Nick, I think it's quite devastating. Like, obviously,
I want to hear your thoughts because I have spent this entire podcast ranting. So, Georgia, your turn.
For Nick greatly that he's been booted from his seat the way he was. It's a rookie year. I feel like he deserved a few more races to have an opportunity, because you kind of look at like Logan's results and stuff as well, and they're kind of all sort of similar, like the rookies. I feel like he deserved, a bit more of an opportunity, but obviously, Red Bull, they're the way they are. They want to have, winning cars, and I get that. Like, and they want to see good performances from Alpha 2. But yeah, I'm a bit like, I feel for Nick. Like, I'm so excited to see Danny back on the grid. Like, oh my god. But I'm also very like, I feel for Nick, and I just also don't know if I believe Danny will have that seat permanently for next year either. I feel like there's other reserve drivers for Red Bull F2 wise that.
That's the thing, though, is I'm not sure who would go into the F1 seat.
Quite a few reserves in Red Bull. You got.
That's the thing. That's my thought, is that there are so many of them that who would you actually choose?
Quite a few tests for Alpha and Red Bull and stuff. Like, I feel like Lawson.
I would love to see Liam Lawson in AlphaTauri. The reason I think he wouldn't be in the AlphaTauri is because I reckon Red Bull probably want him with a little bit more experience under his belt.
He's doing the Super Formula too. Like,
no, that's my point though. He's only done one season of Super Formula. He hasn't even finished Super Formula yet, which is definitely why he didn't get the AlphaTauri seat when they kicked Nick out, because they definitely wanted him to finish Super Formula.
Taken it anyways.
But I don't know. I feel like they want Liam with a bit more experience in him, so that he can really grasp the car, and they can then continue to mold him into the Red Bull driver that they want, like a Max, like another Max.
But all of the Red Bull reserves are young F2 drivers.
I could see them putting Ayumu Iwasa in the car. Ayumu Iwasa. I could see them putting him in the car, because I think he is doing a really good job in F2 at the moment. I don't know if I see him winning the championship or not, because he's currently sitting in P3, I want to say. P3, I'm right, P3. And so I think he could win the F2 championship. I don't know though. There's still a few races
Liam
left.
Lawson
So
is Red Bull's main reserve driver too, by the way. No, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Looking at it then. He's their main.
But that's the thing is that's another reason why I don't reckon that they'll put him in the car is they want him as a reserve for another season.
What, a reserve again for next year?
Potentially. I don't know. I don't see them putting Liam Lawson in the AlphaTauri. I just don't see it. I feel like maybe they even want him straight in the Red Bull, but they'd have to wait until Sergio Perez's contract expired.
I mean, he did 2 seasons of F3, 2 seasons of F2, and now he's doing Super Formula. So he has got a good amount of experience, like in reality. And he's done quite a bit.
He does,
F1.
and he's doing
in quite a few. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know who else they would really put in because I just can't picture them keeping Daniel full time next year. I mean, look, they might, but I don't know. They've got.
But that's the thing is they could keep Daniel and not Yuki.
No, I don't think they would get rid of Yuki.
I personally don't think that they'll get rid of Yuki, but
yeah, I don't know.
they could.
I don't see Yuki going.
Because I don't know. I don't. That's the thing is, I'm not inside.
In the next upcoming years, is what makes me believe he won't leave.
I don't reckon Yuki's ever going to Red Bull.
I see so many like little just rumors and stuff about Yuki making it into Red Bull, like eventually.
I don't think he's ever going to Red Bull, and I think he's not going to Red Bull because at the moment the AlphaTauri car is not good enough for him to prove himself. And maybe he's doing really well in the sim. I don't know. I don't know his sim times. But I just can't see Red Bull actually promoting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he.
I just can't.
Yeah, I don't know. He's another one that's kind of like.
And that's not me saying I don't think he doesn't deserve it because I think he would do fabulously in a Red Bull, and I think he does definitely deserve it, or at least kind of the opportunity, whether it was good or not.
Yeah, it could be a situation where
I don't know.
For half the season and then boot him, and then he doesn't have a seat at all. I don't know.
Yeah, it's so difficult to know with Red Bull. You know what they're gonna do. Like, I am a Red Bull fan as a team, but at the same time, I'm a fan of them as a team and with their drivers, but I'm not a fan of their practices. I don't like the way that they are willingly ready to boot people out halfway during a season. In some cases, not even.
I agree.
And the other thing I was going to say about Nick is I don't think he deserved to be thrown out of his seat. Full stop, end of. But I think that the reason why they did it is because they expected more out of him than what they got.
I think the praise he got last year in the Williams, for when he was filling in for Alex, put him like on the grid where everyone was like, "Oh my goodness, look at Nick! Like he's incredible! Like how has he not got an F1 seat? He's like 27 and he hasn't had that opportunity yet." And I think that really put his name out there, and it was like. Oh.
And I think that's the problem is because he's 27 and he's never been given the opportunity to have a Formula One seat. He was expected, I think, because he's so much older than the rest of the rookies, and he's done other racing championships. They expected him to come out of nowhere.
He won Formula E.
But the Formula One car for one race is good enough, right? But to continuously have multiple races in it, it becomes increasingly difficult to learn the mechanics of the car, to understand the car really well. And I think it takes a season.
To boot him the way they did. Like, his Instagram post.
I mean, at the very least, not before summer break. Like, they could have at least given him until then.
Races. His Instagram post afterwards actually broke my heart because it's like all this news was leaked and like it felt like they really just threw him under the bus.
For sure. I feel horrible in the way that they did it. It has been really rough
Oh, definitely.
for him.
And like, I understand you.
And it's a bit like the Daniel Oscar situation, in the fact that people are looking at him at Daniel this in a similar way to the way they looked at Oscar, and they're going, "Oh, you've
Yeah.
taken his seat, like you've done the wrong thing, so to speak." But
And that's
like
the
you're
thing,
going to do
like
what's
at the
best
end
for
of
your
the day, you
career.
got to do what's best for your career. And like, I was having this conversation with someone, and didn't like Danny take Mark Webber's Red Bull seat in a sense? Like, not in the same way,
Not in
but
the
like
same
it's still
way.
like, you know, you do what's best for your career. Like, you know, he kind of, you know, to Mark, you can't say.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. You that you've got to do what's best for your career. F1 is such a cutthroat sport that if you don't do what's best for your career, you won't have a career.
Yeah, sorry, I was just reading it. Danny replaced Mark in 2015. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the end of my rant.
Well, I
I've
was
ranted this
just
entire podcast. Georgia,
looking,
it's
like
your
having a
turn.
quick scheme of the races while you were losing your mind. Um, and like Nick's results were, I'm only up to what? Where am I up to? Austria was 14th, 14th, DNF, DNF, 18th, 12th, 14th, 18th, 17th. Now, Oscars were pretty similar as well. Like you look at Oscars and you've got, oh, 1 second, give me a moment. Oscar did, well, DNF first race, that's right, he DNF'd on his, yeah, that was depressing. DNF, and then 15th, and then DNF, did he DNF in Oz? No, he got 8th in Oz. 8th in Oz, but there was like 1,000 DNFs. 11th in Baku, Miami, he got a 19th. Italy, that was cancelled, but I clicked that. Monaco was 10th. Like, obviously, he's got a bit of a better performance, but he was still having pretty average, like 13th, Spain, you know, average performances until the car upgrades as well. 11th. Oh, God, he definitely, like, you know, yeah. He was doing better than Nick in a sense. He was definitely getting higher up there, but Nick was having moments too when he was 12th and 14th, 14th, 14th. Like, you know, it's kind of like, and obviously we've seen Oscar do incredible. Like, oh my goodness, like he was what 0. Was it 0.011 seconds, milliseconds? It was like
It was
this
really
close,
close, whatever it
this
was.
close to Max, and he would have had such a good race last weekend if Carlos didn't sandwich him into the wall. And that's the thing, like Oscar's had an incredible, you know, this few coming races he's been doing incredible, like you know, and he's been pushing and qualifying. We've seen really good results from him, so it's kind of devastating that they didn't, you know, Nick wasn't given the same opportunity because it was the same way, like again, obviously he wasn't at the same level as Oscar. You know, they've got two completely different drivers, but you've still got that like closeness to points. Like, you know, you've got that 14th, those 12 positions, like quite shocking. Like, you know, but like, what was his results before they booted him? What was the race? Was Silverstone his last race? Yeah, 17th was in
Yeah,
Silverstone, and
Nick's.
then he got
Yeah.
17th in Austria.
Mind you, though, they were also saying that his sim times just went up to par. That, I think, from memory, that was actually the biggest reason why they decided to get rid of Nick. Is that even though he was having bad races, some good, some bad, his sim times were just not what they were expecting. I don't know. It's really, for everyone in this situation, it's the space between a rock and a hard place. You know, I am obviously over the moon that Daniel is back. But would I have liked to see Nick race out this season? Maybe. I don't know. I guess it's yet to be proven. Like, look, if Daniel pulls it out of the bag and ends up even 10th every race, like, good on him. Maybe he deserved that seat. But if he doesn't, then what was the point? Like, like, unless he's doing, not even, he doesn't have to do amazingly, but like better than Nick
Like,
was,
if he's
then
not
what
pull in better
was the
results
point?
than Nick, you'd kind of go, oh wait, but yeah. But Danny's
And look,
tie test
I
on Evan
think
was really good.
that,
Was it his tie test?
yeah, look, I have no doubt that I truly think that Daniel will have some form of improvement on Nick. I think even if it's just the experience,
in general, like just for their sake, the team to know what's
like he's been in an F1 car for the last, nearly
since 2014.
10 years. So
Okay, Lara's taking a quick phone break, everybody. So just relax, put your feet up, wait a sec. I don't really have much to yell at you about the way Lara did. If you can't tell, I really want Liam Wilson in F1, if I haven't made that clear. So rude, I know. Don't lie. Other than that, I feel like I don't actually have that much to yell about. I mean, I've been loving Lando's efforts, loving Oscar's efforts. I'm a low-key McLaren fan, so it's been really good. What are your thoughts about the pit stop? There's been a lot of rumours that McLaren kind of, I don't think it's true, intentionally fucked over Oscar in that pit stop situation where he was in front of Lando, and Lando ended up in podium instead. You don't reckon?
I just don't know that, like, why they would fuck their driver over. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I don't think that. I think, maybe they were thinking, or maybe the problem is they weren't thinking.
It was just a bit of the.
But that's my opinion. I think that they weren't thinking.
They just called it for 20 minutes. Fuck it.
I truly just think that they were just having a bad day. And unfortunately, Oscar got the brunt of it.
After all that?
Could have been Lando.
Oscar ended up in 5th after all of that.
Sorry?
A fourth or
yeah,
5th?
he did pretty well in the end.
I
think it was 4th, wasn't it?
I'm getting it. He was 5th. And then he was 5th and DNF. Yeah, he was 5th. Because did he DNF in?
Yeah.
Yeah, he DNF, didn't he? They both did. Yeah, Carlos also DNF. That was instant karma. I don't know why they kept Carlos out when the car was not having a bar of it, but it is what it is. I can't see Lara, so I'm just going to stare at myself.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's all that we have for today. Unless, Georgia, there's something that you wanted to talk about?
Nah, I'm good.
Well, that has been fun. It has been pretty much an hour of me ranting at you, but I hope you enjoyed. And Girls in the Paddock is officially off hiatus, so we will see you soon.
Bobo! Expect video content.
Look forward to all of our upcoming content. We've got some exciting podcasts coming up.
Yes, thank you so
much. And we hope you guys enjoyed.
Watching, listening, all that jazz. And make sure to check us out on Instagram, TikTok. I think that's kind of all we have because, our social skills don't go too. That was.
We're also on YouTube and Spotify.
Given is the word I'm looking for. I was going to get.
I don't know. If you're listening on Spotify, go subscribe to our YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, go subscribe to our Spotify.
See you guys.
All right. See you guys later.